morning. Okay, I think we're gonna we'll go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everyone. I will let others join as they come in. We can see them. But welcome to the Black Chamber's Wednesday Wisdom Session, first one for March. So we're kicking off the month right. Today we have with us Etzar Roger, and I'm going to let Marlon White introduce him. But first, a little housekeeping. My name is Keely Gideon Taylor, and I'm a member of the Black Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County and lead the special events and resource development. We're happy to have you here today. Thanks to Bbic, who is the presenting sponsor of Wednesday Wisdom, and also our corporate partners, Comcast, Office Depot, Gilbane Construction, Trust Bridge, and Valley Bank. We invite you to turn your cameras on. We love to see your faces. We invite you to turn your mics off. We have an intimate group this afternoon. So if you do have a question, we do have a Q&A planned after the presentation, but if you do have a question, I'm going to invite you to raise your hand. And to do that, if you go to the bottom of your screen, towards the right, there's a button that says reactions. If you click that, there is a bar underneath the reactions that says raise your hand. I will be monitoring that when I call upon you. We invite you to ask your own questions so we can hear your voice. So with that, I am going to turn it over to Marlon to introduce our guest today.
Okay, and before I get to Zara, I'm just going to take a moment just to give some background information on the BBIC and its sister organization, Pathway. Good afternoon to everyone. Greetings. The BBIC has been in existence since 1987, some 35 years. And during that time frame, we've done about 34 million in loan guarantees. Those loans average somewhere between $50,000 and $70,000. And over that same period of time, we've helped create or retain some 3,300 jobs. During our lifespan as an organization, we've interacted with about 12,800 clients. And I give you those numbers because so often people say they've not heard of us. There's a quiet effectiveness about us here at the BBIC, because when you do business with us, we're just like a bank. We don't discuss what we do with clients, so people really don't get a feel what goes on here. Over the last 4 months, we've actually assisted 4 new Black businesses in the marketplace with funding, i.e. in one case, we helped fund a company that was able to put more products on the store shelves. In another situation, we were able to help an individual open up a physical therapy shop down in the Boynton Beach area. I guess we love physical therapists because we actually funded another physical therapy shop that will be opening here in the West Palm Beach area over the next 45 days. And the final deal that we did here over the last 4 months was a trucker. He wanted to buy a second 18-wheeler. So in those 4 deals, we funded some $518,000. So those are 4 businesses that are now in place with the capital they need to thrive. So we're really excited about that. Additionally, we partner with the city of West Palm Beach, and we've assisted in creating and launching a small and minority women's business loan program. And it kicked off on February 23rd. I would invite you to go to the city's website just to look at what that program is all about and how folks can take advantage of it if they are in the West Palm Beach area, how they would qualify for those microloans. There is more to come with the BBIC and its sister organization, Pathway, and I would invite you to go to our website, pbcbbic.biz or pathwaycf.org. With that being said, we're going to move over into the program, and I'm going to introduce a friend, someone I've worked with in the past. I've known Zara for about 5 years now. We both worked over at PNC Bank for a number of years. I left in 2018, and I think he was still there when I left in 2018. And then I guess he decided to go out on his own. But Etzar Rogers is the founder, the co-owner and founder of Zeus Consulting Services, along with his wife, Melanie. He attended the University of South Florida, where he not only obtained a degree in economics, but he also met his wife, and she is the mother of their 3 boys, 11, 8, and 15 months. Now, I noticed that Czar sneaked in that he had a degree in economics, but he didn't sneak in that Melanie has a degree in chemical engineering. So I'm rooting for Melanie on this, and I just thought I'd mention the fact that she does have the chemical engineering degree. He started his career in banking while he was also in school, and he held various positions and titles within the financial industry, primarily in sales, spanning over some 25 years. He's helped countless businesses and individuals get their finances in order and motivated them to think outside of the box. His passion is educating and fueling the passion of others within entrepreneurship. He's got this wonderful quote, and I love this. And Zara, I'm going to add this to my repertoire. And the quote is this: a vision with no action is nothing but a daydream. And an action without no vision is a nightmare. I thought that was powerful. With that being said, I introduced to you guys my friend, my former colleague, and now a consulting for the BBIC and Pathway, Czar Rogers.
Thank you, Marlon. I appreciate that. And yes, it is true. I did marry up. My wife, who's actually here with us as well. I'll let her get a moment as well. But appreciate that. I'm glad to be here. Glad to have an opportunity to address the Black Chamber and also discuss a little bit about the partnership that Zeus Consulting Services has with BBIC. What I wanted to do today is just give you a snippet of sort of some of the things that we do as a consulting firm and why we think this is important. Our company has been established for roughly about 10 years now. And my wife and I we've been in corporate America for so long, herself as well for 20 plus years with Florida Power and Light. And we realized along the way that people have dreams and they want to start something, right? They want to start businesses, they want to start something, but they don't have always the foundational tools that are needed to take that to the next level. And so we figured, hey, all the years and time and tenure that we've had in corporate America, how do we bring a Fortune 500 or Fortune 200 company foundation or principles and bring it down to a smaller level, to small businesses to apply in their businesses as well, so that it can help them grow and succeed in business. And this is what got us in wanting to go in this direction as far as creating the consulting firm and looking for opportunities to actually help business owners grow and protect their business and invest in their business. So I put together this slide here to kind of go a little bit over what we kind of go over. Let's look at some statistics. I'm going to share my screen here. If you don't see it, or when you do see it, please let me know. Give me just a moment here. Can we see the screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Excellent. All right. So let's start off with some statistics here. So small business mortality rate. So researchers have shown that about 25% of firms survive up to 15 years in business, and about 33% survive the first 10 years, and 50% survive about 5 years, while only 70% make it beyond the first year. So we see here, we all know it's difficult, right? Once the first year goes through, the second year goes through, as time goes on, you see that percentage goes down, gets lower and lower. You'll see that whenever I have my sessions, or whenever our group has our sessions, I'm gonna let you know a little bit more about our team in just a moment. I like to mention about having the right mindset. And there are 2 types of mindsets that I mention when having our financial sessions. And that's the diamond mindset and the entrepreneur mindset. Now, the diamond mindset is what I'm going to talk about a little bit today. And that diamond mindset, it focuses on the process, right? The entrepreneur mindset is the application of the process. So what do we know about a diamond, right? This is a picture of a diamond in its unfiltered stage. So a diamond is in a rock, It's got to be taken out. It's got to be cut. It's got to be refined. It's got to be put in a particular shape. And then it's got to be polished. This is true of a business as well. So when we look at the 5-step process of cutting a diamond, right? We have the 5-step processes. First step is planning. So an expert will carefully plan how the diamond will be cut using computers and latest technology, right? This goes into the how. The same is true with a business. Planning is key. Understanding how are you going to execute in starting or taking your business to the next level. The next is cleaving. So this is the process where diamonds are used to cut one diamond into multiple pieces. So here's where the need comes into purpose, right? What is the need? What need have you determined, and how are you going to meet that need? And what is the purpose? What is your purpose in the process? The third step is brooding. This step is where the diamond is shaped into a specific cut. This process is the most intensive and takes the most time to perfect. One will relate this piece into branding a business, right? Understanding when you see a particular logo or see a particular team, then you associate that with a particular level of service or product. So branding for brooding. And then polishing. Without the polishing phase, a diamond would be dull and not shine. And this is the presentation portion of your business, right? So this is where whether you're presenting a particular product or service to the end user, how you're doing that. Is it coming off the way that you would like it to come off, right? And then inspecting finally. So this is the last step in this process, in the final inspection. An expert will use specific magnifying glasses to review its cut and value. So this is where it gets to the final end user, the buyer in a sense. So I put buyer on here because the purpose and goal for every business is different for every owner. The purpose could be growing a business with the intent of selling the business, right? The purpose could be growing a business with the intent of passing it on through generation and generations through family. So that intent determines basically how you would run your business till you get to your succession plan, or once you receive your succession plan. Now, the most important thing that was not discussed in the 5-cut process, right, in the diamond mindset, is the why. So John D. Rockefeller, he is by far the wealthiest man ever to have lived and walked this earth. They said that his wealth amounted to today's money just under $1 trillion, which will probably not be attained by any one man in the future, only because of monopoly laws that have come into play. But here's what the wealthiest man of all time said. It says, quote says, "The person who starts out with simply the idea of getting rich won't succeed. You must have a larger ambition." This goes into the why. In a lot of the sessions that we have, cohorts and roundtables or individual consulting sessions, we always want to find out what is the why behind beginning a particular venture or increasing or expanding a particular venture. What's the bottom line? Okay. Now, if it's solely for the purposes of making money, then we have to look a little bit deeper, right? Because the passion has to kick in so that you could really work and grow your business the way it needs to be grown. Another quote too from Benjamin Franklin: "If you fail to plan, then plan to fail," right? So one of the things that we do, our business is set up in 3 facets, right? We help individuals prepare business plans. We do financial sessions, cohorts, teachings. And then third, we do one-on-one consultation. The biggest part that we feel that most business owners don't take the time to do is actually prepare a business plan. It's not just preparing the business plan, it's really having a plan on your day-to-day activities, your day-to-day behaviors. One of the things I've learned, and many of us in corporate America have learned, is that you have to have a system and day-to-day activities that you do to get to an end result. So do we in speaking with business owners, we like to determine what are those activities? What are when you wake up in the morning, what are the first steps? What are the routines that you take to get a specific result at the end of the day? So day-to-day behaviors, huge part of planning, scheduling the use of time. The most precious thing that we have as an asset is our time. It isn't money. It isn't anything else. It's the valuing of your time and valuing what you do with that time. It's the one thing that we all have the same amount of all across the world, but we use differently. So scheduling your time appropriately.
Excuse me, Czar.
Yes.
Are you advancing your PowerPoint?
I am.
Okay.
Are you not seeing it?
We are not. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
What screen?
I figured you were. We're still seeing the mindset,
Okay.
diamond mindset and entrepreneur mindset.
So let me see.
Okay, I apologize. I
No,
thought you
that's
were,
okay.
but we are not seeing it.
All right. So this piece here, did you see this portion here?
Five-step process.
The 5-step process. We went over
Okay.
the 5-step process. So
Thank you.
no problem, no problem. So just to recap on that 5-step process, again, the planning, cleaving, brooding, polishing, inspecting. What I did here was basically use this as an analogy with running a business. And this is why I call the diamond mindset, because it's a lot of steps that go into polishing and taking that diamond from its raw set to what it is now. And I see why the screen hasn't been advancing, because again, I'm using 2 screens here, so I apologize for that. But we're on the same page now. So again, this is what we discussed as far as Rockefeller and his quote about not letting money and finances be the only reason why you choose to start a particular business. And then this is where we ended off most recently with the business plan and discussing basically how you spend your time and also preparing a business plan for your business. Now, at Zeus Consulting, we typically would prefer clients to set up their own business plan. And here's the reason behind that. In creating a business plan, you get an opportunity to really, really see the different aspects of your business from a marketing standpoint, from demographics, target audience, from a financial standpoint. Your time that you put into creating a business plan is crucial to really, really immersing yourself into that business. We prepare business plans for our clients, but then we always advise them to always go back and look through the business plan. But the number one advice that I can tell anyone that does not have a plan is to prepare a plan, not only to prepare a plan, but if they can work on it themselves, that's actually the best way to go about in setting a business plan for your business. But if not, because we realize there are time constraints and there are other factors that are at play here, then definitely hire someone to help you in either guiding you in building a plan or creating a plan for you and then reviewing that plan once again. But it's extremely important. And then finally, networking. Networking is crucial. Again, this is, we're here with the Black Chamber. It's part of the networking group. There are 5 main reasons why networking is something to consider. So the first would be driving word of mouth, recommendations. So this is the essential reason for networking. The more people who know what you do, the more recommendations you will get. This is so true. I mean, I find individuals when I speak with them about their business, or they're in the 2nd year of their business or their 3rd year of their business. And yet there are people that are closest to them that really don't know what they do. Or they haven't realized that they've made a change or pivot, a career change. One of the things that I did, being that Zeus has been around for 10 years and decided now to kind of go full time into it, 100% of my efforts, is I went back to everyone that's closest to me and let them know, hey, this is the direction I'm taking now. This is what I'm offering. This is what I'm providing, the services that I'm providing. This was crucial because those that are closest to you and those that within family, friends, they're basically a word of mouth for you. When something comes up, if you're in the forefront that aligns to your business, then you come first in mind to make a referral. So it's very important to make sure that those that are within your circles know what you do as your business is concerned. So encouraging mentors. So networking helps you to find people with lots of business experience who are often very willing to share their knowledge with you. So true. Mentors are extremely key in building and growing a successful business. Whether it's a mentor within the same line of business or industry that you're in, or it's having a mentor that's been in business in general for a period of time, because they've experienced some things that you may not have reached or obtained up to a certain point, and they can guide you, help guide you along those rough patches or some matters that you may have never experienced before. So I highly recommend when we do our sit downs with our clients that they have one or two people that they can actually seek advice from and get mentorship. And if not, then again, that's what consultation services are for as well. Reach out to someone that does, right? Third, finding suppliers. So networking is a great way to find the best suppliers and to build value for money relationships. So many times, I've been part of many networking groups in the past, and I find some of my top clients from those groups themselves, where they offer a particular service that I can utilize for my business and assist my business to grow. Understanding market opportunities. Networking is a great way to broaden your thinking and to find new ideas, to find potential clients or see different target markets that you hadn't seen before. So this is so true again. This is again an opportunity to speak with others that are in business and get an idea of what are some of the hurdles that they're going through. Well, what are some of the successes, the testimonies that they can have that can actually be applied to your business? Sometimes it is applicable to your business. Other times not so much, but it's really just dropping a nugget so that you can actually expand and think in a process that you probably weren't thinking of to begin with. And then finally, getting new ideas and innovations. So meeting other business people and talking about business is a fantastic way of learning new ways to do business. So we all have different skill sets, different giftings, and I feel that an opportunity to kind of get another view of how things operate kind of helps in determining if you've reached a place or a hard place, how to pivot and kind of move around that. An example of this is I reached out to one of my mentors, and one of the things that he said that holds true when I was in banking, I remember this happening so many times, is too many times business owners, they focus too much on just the appearance of things and just doing the basics, right? What I mean by that is, I remember in banking, many times I'll have someone walk into the office, they just registered their business with Sunbiz, and they come in, they say, hey, I just registered my business, I have a tax ID number, we discuss about their business, they haven't got a single client yet, right? But they've got all this documentation, everything's all set up, ready to go. They come in, they deposit $1,000 in that account. 5 months later, 6 months later, they're coming back and they're either closing the business or their account is overdrawn because all the funds have been eaten up by the bank at this point. And I'm like, oh, well, what happened? Oh, well, this happened, excuses here and there, here and there. But interestingly enough, those that I remember vividly are those that came in, and they came in with checks from a business that really wasn't a business that started to begin with. It started off as a hobby, if you will, right? They come in and they say, hey, I think it's time that I take this seriously now. And they'll come in with thousands of dollars to deposit into the account. And now they were looking to register the business and go forward. And basically what I'm saying here is this particular mentor used to say, Etzar, I kind of just jump in. I have a plan of what I would like to do. And I try to find at least 5 clients that are willing to pay for my services or for my product. If I can't find 5 clients, I go back to that plan and revise that plan because something's wrong there. But I don't spend time and money in setting up all these matters that later on I haven't even proven if something's to work. So that was something that stuck with me because it's something I saw even in the banking industry as well for those that were just starting out with their business. And those that have already established their business, remember what's key. Remember why you're doing what you're doing and what the goal is. So something very important to have is definitely someone that you could reach out to and provide you some mentorship as well. And then lastly, I want to talk a little bit about the OptmizeU Cohort. So this is where I kind of give you a little bit more information of my team and Zeus Consulting and what we're doing with Bbic. So Zeus Consulting has basically 5 consultants on staff. We have someone that handles marketing, business finance, that's myself. My wife, Melanie, who's here joining us today, also does optimization. She's the 6 Sigma Black Belt, and she works with processes and improving processes. And we also have someone that handles tax planning and preparation. So what we're doing is we're starting a cohort, a roundtable, if you will, starting next week on March 8th. It's going to touch upon all of these facets here: the marketing, taxes, business formations, business finance, and overall optimization. But it's not just a sit-down class where you sit here and you listen to someone ramble on like I'm doing right now about business. This is a hands-on session to where you're going to have industry experts. Every individual that's consulting within this group have worked or are still working for a Fortune 500 company and have owned businesses, some of them several businesses at one time. So you're getting the best of both worlds, right? You're getting the applications from a Fortune 500 company setting, and you're getting someone that's got hands-on experience with the business, right? Something about taking advice from someone that hasn't actually gone through it, right? Something about owning a business, right? So these cohorts will take place for 16 weeks straight. It'll be an hour and a half once a week. And each week is a different presentation on one of these four facets that you have on your screen there. And we actually dive into specific areas about business formation, how your business is formed, S Corp, LLC, what's really the difference between that? See, the key of these sessions are not necessarily to bombard you with so much information that you're like, wow, I just want to run my business. It's really just to give you the foundational and basic principles in each particular area, so that as you grow and expand your business, when you segment, just like we talked about that diamond piece, right? I believe it was the brooding, the cleaving piece of the diamond. When you start breaking up in segmentations and you start having different areas of your business, marketing, finance, that you have a fundamental understanding in various areas of it. And so that when things are being presented to you as a business owner, or you're looking for leveraging, like you need to get a loan, you need to go through Bbic and get some lending to expand your business, that you're coming to the table with some knowledge and some understanding to help the process along. Understanding the financials in a manner so you can say, you know what, I'm ready to take this next step, as opposed to just coming to the table and we're trying to piece together all the puzzles. So this class is intended to give you leverage. It's intended to be fun. It's intended to be engaging with other business owners as well and discussing some of their experiences. But most importantly, it's intended to edify your knowledge on some very basic foundational principles that I think every business owner should have. So on the screen there, again, to the left there, you see this is the flyer for the cohort session. And I believe we are actually, I don't know if we're extending the deadline, but the deadline shows for March 3rd to register for this. We're only taking 20 participants at this time. We feel that keeping it small and intimate within 20, there'll be at least 3 instructors every class, gives us a little bit more opportunity to make sure that the information and the activities they're doing being provided are potent and not just so broad spread out. And there are also going to be some awards given out, some grants, $500, $1,000, and $1,500 at the very end for those who complete the entire cohort and shows the most improvement or shows the most presentation of what they've learned during the cohort timeframe. We're really excited about partnering with Bbic and doing this session. I know my team is extremely excited. It's not just about sitting here and just giving information left to right. It's really seeing a transformation in business owners and how they can transform the businesses that they operate and the communities that they operate within. So I'm going to digress at this point here and also ask my wife if she wants to chime in on anything that I possibly missed out that she would like to add in, and then just open it up for questions afterwards.
No, you did a phenomenal job. So just wanted to thank everybody for giving us the opportunity to share on behalf of what we do. And we're looking forward to getting in and taking businesses to the next level. Thank you.
So at this time, are there any questions or any comments?
And for those of you that joined us in session, I'm going to invite you to, we've got an intimate group, so you can use the reaction feature to raise your hand and ask questions. There is one question in the chat regarding the link, so we will put the link in the chat, but that's a very good opportunity. And so there's giving grants and so forth. So that's a great opportunity for businesses.
Yeah, definitely. I think it is a great, any opportunity that you can get to get additional fundings to help expand your business or to inject in a particular area of your business. I think it's a huge opportunity. It's not costing anything to kind of get into it. It's just more of, hey, just show up and be ready to engage. So I think it's a great opportunity.
Okay. Okay.
There is a request for the link to register. Can you put that in the chat somewhere?
Yes, Markeisha, do you all have a link to that?
Yes, if
That
you can
drop in the
back,
chat?
I can add it.
Okay, thank you.
Can you let her back in?
And you said registration closes tomorrow?
We have registration being closed tomorrow. Unless Marlon, I don't know if Pam has decided to extend that because I'm not too sure what we have as far as how many we have registered thus far.
Yes, it's extended,
Okay.
Zara. So we'll keep it open up until we get ready to start.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
And Markeisha's putting the link in the chat.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Does anyone have any additional questions?
Have any questions for our guest? Well, I have a question. I'll start. So, Zara, you mentioned hobby versus business and business plan. So if someone has a hobby that has generated revenue for them, how do they know when it's time to take that to the next level with a business? And then if they are not savvy with a business plan, what would you advise?
Okay, no, that's a really good question. So really, I've always said, you always hear if you're working and have a job and you have a hobby that's actually bringing in money, don't quit just yet, right? See how you can have that hobby flourish a little bit more. I would say the best time to determine when to make that transition in turning that hobby into a full business is, number one, determining as far as financially, are you in a position to where you can make a switch from your day job to doing the hobby 100%. Finding out what that number is. I think one of the things that is really big from a personal standpoint and a business standpoint is understanding numbers, the numbers for the month. How much do I need to generate to take care of my expenses, my daily, my monthly expenses, right? And then kind of try to shoot to reach that goal with your hobby. If you can do it at that point, then that gives you the time to put much more effort into this hobby than just a couple hours a day. At that time is when I would say you start working on a business plan. Because at this point, you've proven that your business can be successful. You can attain the targets that you set for. So let me put some more mechanics behind that so that I can accelerate that. That would be the best time to make that move.
Thank you. Thank you. Our guests are quiet, so I'm going to ask the next question.
Sure.
With regards to networking, because we hear that a lot, and
Yes.
we know there's lots of opportunities. Is there an art to networking?
I think the number one thing to do is just show up. I think the first thing is to show up. You hear it so many times. Oh, there's an event going on. There's so many excuses not to go to the event, right? Just show up. Because I think what you'll find is once you get there and you start, meeting other people, hearing what other people do, conversations strike from that point. and who knows where it could lead at that point. So I think showing up is the first thing to do. And then as you do more and more networking events, you see that, you know, personality, everyone has different personality types, right? There's some that are very outgoing, will do phenomenal, right? And those that are introverts, my recommendation, bring someone with you. Bring someone that is an extrovert, you know? I realize most people that have best friends, they're usually the opposites, right? They have an extrovert friend and they're probably introvert. Bring your best friend along with you. Help them start the conversations with you, and then you kind of go in and determine, you know, how you can work together. So that's what I would recommend.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
I have a question.
Sure.
Hey, good afternoon, and
How are
thank
you?
you. Good, great, thank you. Thank you for your presentation. My question is, so for a business startup not necessarily making a profit yet, with an eye out for building the business and growing financially, any suggestions on like accounting and having the you know, the paperwork, the foundation set for future growth in terms of financials and
Okay, so this is, if you're referring to a business that's just starting out, again, as I mentioned a little bit in the presentation, have you made your first sale in that business?
so no, let's
Okay.
go with, it's a brand new business.
Okay, so, and I'm going to elaborate just a little bit further on that, because some people might say, well, it's not something, I have to have a product, I have to have this, I have to have that. Nowadays, that's not the case anymore. Nowadays, you can reach out, all right, to say 10 individuals, 10 people, whether it be family, friends, you know, I would prefer you probably reach someone that's not as close, right? Only so that you can get the true response, right? And say, hey, I have this product or service that's coming out. This is what I will be charging for this product or service. Would you be willing to send me a down payment to start this particular product or service? Or is this something you would be interested in? And you probably say, well, that's a little different approach. I had a buddy who started a website, first time he created the website. And the purpose of the website was to record messages in case that person were to pass on. Okay, so in other words, you're creating messages for your children, your wives, and it's ongoing up until you get to a point and you've passed on. And then now they can go to the website and they can actually see those videos if you've actually passed on at particular pillars of your life. So he's like, well, how do I find out if I can get clients for those right now? And what he did basically was just put together a nice little presentation, and he sent it out, emails to everyone. Hey, this is what I'm going to be doing. It's going to be based on a subscription basis. Can you currently take a slot for just $40, one-time amount of $40? And for those that actually paid him the $40, if he was able to get at least 10 people to give him $40 before he even started his business, he knew he was onto something, right? And at that point, he started working on creating the business plan and the directive of how he would basically work out the financials and the accounting piece. Because if you don't have any dollars, you don't have anything coming in, there's no use of actually sitting down and kind of, you could produce some projections as far as where you would like to go, but you got to see if it works. You know, you got to see if it actually works, if there's something you can actually attain. And I think that's where most people fall to the wayside and they get discouraged, is because they have that idea. And then when they go out after it, they want to have it all wrapped up nicely, and they realize the pricing might be off, or they can't get the clients that they thought that they can get. So I think that's what I would say advice for you at first.
Thank you.
Sure.
Awesome, thank you. I think we have time for one more question.
Sure.
Okay, hearing none. So just to reiterate, the course, the 16-week course that you have going on, registration closes tomorrow. You're taking 20 slots. There's an opportunity for grants at the end, $500 to $1,500. Now, if will you be offering that course again in the summer if it fills to capacity?
The goal is to do that. I've been in talks with Marlon and Pam and Markeisha so that we can actually get the course going a second time, because I think a little bit of it is also, I want people to understand it's not just, again, a sit-down course where you're just going to be getting someone instructing and giving you some information the whole time. This will be a hands-on course. There will be homework that's being provided. We're going to do hand-on activities, especially around social media, understanding social media, understanding how to post and leave hashtags. What does all that mean? You're going to be doing hands-on works and this stuff. So just want to make sure that people are aware this is the type of session that this cohort is going to be, and not just a sit-down session to get information. It will be Zoom, so you'll do it from the comfort of your home or office, assuming that you're someplace quiet and you can focus for an hour and a half. And then we will meet more than likely twice in person to get an opportunity to meet others in the session and get a chance to meet face-to-face as well.
Okay, awesome. It's a great opportunity for our members. Okay, so at this time, well, first of all, thank you, Czar, and thank you to the Black Business Investment Corporation for sponsoring today's Wednesday Wisdom. And actually, BBIC is our presenting sponsor for the entire 2022 season. So thank you very much for bringing that to our members. At this time, I'm going to give shout out to our new members. We've had some new members join this past period. They are Diversity Connects, Harmony Busy Bee Solutions, Veronica Labette Mitchell Agency, and Melanie Gordon, who I see is joined us. Melanie, would you like to give us your 15-second elevator speech?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Hello, everyone. My name is Melanie Gordon. I'm an attorney at Gunster. I mainly practice in labor and employment, but also business litigation. And in my personal side, which has nothing to do with law, I have an online business called Lila More Beauty, which is an online accessory brand where I've designed hats, sunglasses, and jewelry. That's my 15 seconds.
Okay, thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Melanie. Okay, I'm going to now invite you to, just share some upcoming events. Next Wednesday Wisdom will be March 16th, where we'll hear from Mary Davids on boosting your professional brand. So we want to see you back here. And I see that I've got my board colleague and Chair-elect Joe Sanchez on. I'm going to ask Joe if you will give a 30-minute elevator speech about 30-second, I'm sorry, 30-second about one of our signature events coming up this spring.
Sure. Thank you, Keely, and thank you all for this presentation this afternoon. So we have what's called the MLK 5K. So we're looking to fuse our interests in business and health and health disparities, really, which have been really highlighted as a result of this pandemic. So we're getting folks together for a 5K race, which is supposed to have been originally on MLK Day or that weekend, but because of the pandemic, we pushed it back to May the 7th. So we're approaching about 100 people now registered for the event. We got some great sponsors, and that's going to take place on MLK Boulevard up in River Beach. So it should be a lot of fun. We'll have some vendors out there talking about what we could do what our community can do to get healthy. And May is mental health awareness month as well. So we're tying in the mental health aspect of it and to the whole event. So it should be a lot of fun. So come on out.
Thank you, Joe. And just 1 month prior to that, we will host our 10th annual Ascension Awards event. That is our celebration of the best in business, where we'll honor business professionals and businesses. Hopefully you're all getting our weekly newsletter and you've seen that being pushed out. But we're very excited about that. That's April 16th. We do have sponsorships available. We have tables, we have tickets, and we'll be honoring 19 of your fellow business professionals and businesses. So you can check out all of those events that I just named and that Joe talked about on our website, blackchamberpbc.com. For those of you that are future members, we look forward to giving you a shout out next time. Again, thank you to ZAR, thank you to BBIC. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for supporting the Black Chamber, and you have a great day.